Hey folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new and use he and pronouns, I did like 2 hours of boxing earlier. My arms ache, and I tried doing more like upper body workout, as in like push-ups and stuff, but my arm just cramped up, and then I couldn't keep going with push-ups. But then I did shadow boxing, so usually I can like finish a like entire 12-minute chest workout, but today I only did a few minutes, my arm cramped, and then I stopped with that for today. Today's video, I wanted to talk about Pride Month, a reflection I wrote, and I guess just living life very authentically and genuinely, and how people have responded to that, and just my reflections in general. Even though it's like Pride Month, I wrote a little reflection of my own LGBTQ plus journey starting at 17, just noting the important events that happen each year. I'll link the file down below. It's like 900 words. Yeah, I'll link it down below for anyone who's interested in reading it. It's in the description box. Um, and today I sent it out to my co-workers to, you know a bit more about me and my story, and I just guess increase LGBTQ plus visibility and knowledge in a way. I'm gonna read some of the responses to my email with my story. First one, I know that people like you make life easier for so many others by living your own life and telling your phoenix story. You expand what is possible. Another human wrote, I'm super glad to have met you and excited to see what the future holds for you. Next one. Now this one is the one that hit me the hardest, and I really didn't know how to reply to the person. Um, okay, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'm gonna read the key point in it. I love that you've joined this team and are sharing. You've literally smashed through so many barriers and challenges, and there is so much that I can learn from you. I love that you use your work. I mean, sorry. I love that you use your life intentionally in your everyday and in your work. I know that participants you support will absolutely feel privileged to also work alongside you in their own journeys of their self-discovery. I feel very honored to know you live and hope to get to know you more. This one was the one that hit the hardest, and I'm just like, I don't know how to reply, and I was just like speechless. And I want to share some of my thoughts on this whole thing. First thought I have is vulnerability, and from my experience, I definitely think firstly vulnerability attracts vulnerability because someone else replied to me and shared um his own journey of exploring his sexuality when he was younger. um it definitely, like, I guess the way I live life in general is just very authentic and genuine. Like, I don't like bullshitting and I don't like faking things. For example, I used to edit some of my photos before I put on social media because I didn't like the way I looked and I didn't like myself. But as I got older, I really started to live more authentically, and especially now that I've come to terms with my own identity, for me, living a genuine and authentic life is key. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep fighting with myself. My subconscious telling me, "Hey, this isn't your life. You can't live life like this," and then my conscious might just be fighting with like, "Nah, it's fine." Like, I don't, I don't want internal conflict with myself for living a life that's not genuine and authentic to me. And I also think like this is just me being me, like this whole vulnerability thing and sharing my story. I do it very naturally, like it doesn't feel forced. Actually, in fact, I have to get it out there, otherwise I'm just gonna bottle this tenseness up. I don't know what it is, but I'm just very drawn to be open with my experiences and sharing my story. Literally, the first time I meet someone, if they're down for a deep talk, another thing about me, I hate small talk and I don't know how to do small talk. I would just like start diving into not my entire life story, but like very deep personal experiences, like I'm trans and stuff like that. I don't like small talk. It's just from this email alone, like a lot of people can see me for who I am and they know that I'm not pretending to be someone I'm not. And I guess being validated for living my truth and being authentic to me is so much more powerful than being validated for filtered posts on social media and living off that validation. Like either way, with or without validation and people responding to me and being giving me compliments and whatnot, I will still live my life authentically, regardless of whether or not people give me feedback. Whereas like living a life that like depends on validation of others, especially on social media, it's just very unhealthy, and it's also very risky for one's mental well-being and health, because if we live a life dependent on validation, especially on social media again, and suddenly all of that is gone, like no more validation for other people online for a filtered post, for example, and trying to make ourselves look good for the sake of social media, if all that validation is taken away, we'll just collapse, because our foundation, the thing that keeps us fueled, essentially, is validation. And if that's gone, then there's nothing to support us anymore. That's why I think it's important to be able to stand on our own 2 feet and live like a genuine life. For me, living a genuine life, like, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter whether people validate me or not, because I am confident in myself and my own identity and who I am as a person, and I can stand on my own 2 feet. So if that whole validation thing is not there, it will not bother me, because I can stand on my own 2 feet, and I have a healthy relationship with myself. Another reflective thought I have is that I'm not that special. Like, it's really something I told my therapist is that, like, I feel awkward and a bit uncomfortable with people praising me and complimenting me and like giving me this wholesomeness. Like, it's just, I don't think I'm special. I'm not special. I'm just a guy who's living his genuine and authentic a genuine and on I'm just a guy who's living a life that is genuine and authentic to him. Like, I don't see myself as anyone special, and just because I am open with my story and vulnerable and doing all of this, it doesn't make me like better than anyone else. Like, I'm just not like I'm not like elevated to like some high status or whatever just because I'm vulnerable with my experiences. Like, I'm not better than anyone. Like, I'm just here. Like, I don't see myself as better than anyone at all. I don't like that whole idea either. Like, I'm better than you, you're below me. I don't like that. When I was younger, I didn't have this level of like emotional and social support in my life, and I really lacked a close knit circle and even like a broader community of humans that I can connect with. I didn't have any of this when I was younger, and that's why I guess now just being authentic to myself and others has sort of, I guess, drawn it. Okay. Being authentic and genuine has helped me form deep, meaningful bonds with other humans, even if I've only known them for like 2 months. It's even connections with humans at work. It's not a superficial connection. It's like we vibe with each other, and we know that it's okay to be vulnerable around each other, and we don't feel like ashamed of being vulnerable and being open with who we are and our experiences. Like, everyone is just like very open and vulnerable, and that's needed a lot. Like, we need more of this is what I'm trying to say, because a lot of people live I guess, denying or hiding or suppressing their truth because out of fear, and there is not enough like there aren't enough safe spaces for people to go to, or people to interact with who they genuinely feel safe with, and know that it's okay to be themselves without any repercussions or consequences. I personally also find being myself, being genuine, and being open, even though it's vulnerability, I find it much easier to do this than to pretend to be someone I'm not. I just can't do that whole pretending thing very well, if any at all. At this point in my life, I've also like I've like developed a very clear thought pattern. Like, I'd rather be me and like have people not like me and or even hate me or like reject me, whatever it is. I'd rather have people not like me than me pretending to be someone I'm not to win the approval of other people, or get validation from other people while I am just miserable deep down. It's not worth it. Like, pretending to be someone I'm not is not worth it, because I'm lying to myself first of all, and I'm with myself 24/7. And if I can't even trust myself, then that's very problematic for me. I guess the ultimate messages of these videos is that vulnerability and being vulnerable is not easy. Like, it's very hard. It can be very hard. And living our authentic and genuine selves in a world where a lot of things are very superficial or fake, or very filtered, you could say everything's just filtered, where to show all the highlights and good things, and not like the difficult experiences people go through in life are not very visible compared to the other superficial things. It's hard. Being vulnerable is hard, but it pays off in the long run. And even though you may not have a tribe of humans who truly see you for who you are, or accept you and support and love you for who you are, it does get better. I'm not trying to sugarcoat things, because I've been through so much garbage as well. Not having many friends and lacking a place where I can be myself and not be judged for it. I guess what I'm trying to say is just keep being you. Um, again, but like, again, not all environments are safe for us to be ourselves, so that's also a consideration. But being I guess the first step is to be genuine and authentic to yourself as the first person, at least. And for those of us who are able to be ourselves, but people around us don't accept us or reject us for being who we are, just keep on being you, and eventually the right people will just float into your life like the magic of the universe. People just magically float into your life, and you meet people and you'll be like, where have you been my whole life? And because that's what I feel right now. Like, I didn't know many LGBT plus humans, and I didn't have many LGBTIQ plus friends, and it was something I really wanted. It was something I really wanted. And then after I started this job in this organization, I meet a bunch of LGBTQ plus humans, a few trans people as well, and we're just like, the bonds we have are just so healthy and wholesome, and it feels like we're family. And I'm not exaggerating. We genuinely care about each other, our health, well-being, and we're there for each other, even to talk about non-work related things. Because very important is, I'm seen for who I am. In this team, I'm seen for who I am. And that's not only comforting to me, but then, as people said in their email responses to me, it's it can also teach people a few things. I also learn from people. It's not a one way street thing. I learn from people, they learn from me. There will be people who will love, accept, and support you who, regardless of who you are and like where you may be in your journey. There will be people out there. Just keep being you, living your truth, and the magic of the universe will bring you what you deserve. the good that you deserve in your life. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next video.